Hey everybody, welcome back to the Half Hour of Power. I am Joe. Brandon is here.
Yo, yo, Joe. What do you know?
Pain and suffering and
Pain and suffering, huh?
just pain and suffering. I didn't cry.
Why didn't you cry?
I didn't want to waste the good suffering.
Oh, you can always come back for vengeance.
Oh man. So here we go. We did it. We did it.
Fortunately,
We talked about this trailer when we first saw it, on how excited we were, how just incredible the trailer looked. When the first images were released, they were amazing. They were mind blowing. They were like, my God, these people know exactly what they're doing. I mean, Skarsgård is one of the greatest actors ever born and ever put on this earth. He looks awesome. He looks absolutely incredible. I can't wait to dress up like him for Halloween. I mean, oh my God, everybody was clamoring for this. Everybody's like, holy crap, I can't believe it took them so long to do this. Weren't you, Brandon? I mean, weren't you just amazed? And didn't you just have like shock and awe that it took them this long to make this? And why didn't somebody think about dressing him up like this to begin with? I mean, if you look in the comic book version of Eric looks just so pathetic and just stupid. And when they made this, it was like the lights from heaven opened up and said, look at this is what he should look like. All of you. Look at you all down there. Look at this is Eric Draven.
Joe,
He should look exactly like one of the greatest Jokers ever made.
Joe,
Jared Leto. One of the greatest Jokers of all time with stupid tattoos all over his face. I can't keep it up, Brandon. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh,
Go on. No,
I was sure waiting. Like, what?
I just
What?
can't do it. I can't keep doing it.
Where were you at? Like,
I don't know. I took a stupid pill for a second.
was you in the other world? Is that what it was?
Otherworldly thing. But here we are, Brandon.
Oh God,
We've done it. We've watched it. They finally said it. That this is a remake of that movie. Now, I've read a couple of different things that this is a remake, and also they were going back to the book, which I don't feel like they brought a lot from the book that wasn't in the first movie anyway. Do you?
no.
I mean, I talked to one person who liked this movie. Have you talked to anyone who liked this movie?
I have not. I have not.
You have talked to people who have seen this movie, right? Or are you running into the same thing I am, where like most of the people I talk to, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. And all you can do is go, I can't blame you.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. I do take that back. I had one person tell me because I was trying to tell him that the movie was very terrible, and they said that it might not be the movie, it might be me.
Did he just call you an idiot?
Yeah,
Well, that person hasn't seen the movie yet.
and I told him, I said, well, when you watch it, then come talk to me, and then you understand what I mean.
Exactly. So what the hell is this movie about? Oh, I'm sorry. What is this movie about? Let's see. Let's see what the plot synopsis says here, Brendan, and see if we agree with it. Because sometimes we've been finding out the past few times that the plot synopsis isn't very good at all.
No.
All right. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, the first word in this plot synopsis is false. You ready?
Yeah.
Soulmates Eric and Shelly are brutally murdered. Given a chance to save the love of his life, Eric must sacrifice himself and traverse the worlds of the living and the dead, seeking revenge. That's not what this one's about. I didn't get that they were
Wait,
soulmates.
hold on. Wait.
The Soulmates is the first one. I did not get that they were soulmates.
Was that
I did not get that they were in love in this movie.
Are you reading the 94 one?
No, I am reading the new Crow. I got this synopsis off of IMDb page for the Crow 2024, which is rated R, and it is 1 hour and 51 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Or was it just the right length for you, Brandon?
It could have been shorter.
Now, Brandon and I did get to see this together, and I did have a good time watching Brandon cringing and hurting in the movie theater. He went through quite the amount of deep hurting watching this, and I was too. So we were sharing our pain.
I feel like this. If we didn't have to do a show on this, I would have walked out.
No, he wouldn't.
Shit.
He would have sat there and watched it and said he walked out.
Nah.
Because it's like a train wreck sometimes. You just can't look away. But so anyway, Rupert Sanders is the responsible for this. I mean, I think everybody associated with this should be ashamed of themselves. This is just, and I think you said this right before we started this show that they could have made another Crow movie, but I think one of the biggest problems with this movie is they're saying this is a remake of the '94 movie, and we're going back to the book, but there's nothing really from the book that wasn't in the '94 movie. A guy I talked to who liked it pointed out that the horse is in it. I said, "Oh, the horse is in it, huh? Well, whoop-de-doo, the horse is in it." Okay, that's like the one big thing they put in it, the horse. Okay, thanks for putting the horse in there, Rupert Sanders. Thanks, buddy. Oh, we just don't know what we've been missing all this time. But Rupert Sanders is a genius, and he put the horse in it. God bless Rupert Sanders. Drinks to Rupert. Cheers to you, Rupert Sanders.
Look.
What is that foul man Rupert Sanders directed before? Snow White and the Huntsman. I did not watch that. The Ghost in the Shell. Didn't see that.
I did.
Did you like it? Is it any good?
Yeah, I liked it.
Is there anything here with Rupert Sanders that is like he could be a good director?
No.
This movie seals his fate for me. Like,
well,
it's
kind of like this is his thing because when he did Ghost in the Shell, it was controversy behind that anyway. But he didn't do it like he was trying to follow the anime for it and the manga for it, but he didn't follow it just like he didn't do with the Crow. He kind of added his own stuff to it. But me being an anime fan and me being a fan of Ghost in the Shell, I mean, it was done tastefully, but then at the same time, it was kind of like you're missing some parts. You're doing too much. You just kind of just messed it up. But what can you do? Yeah, I mean, you got Scarlett Johansson in there. Yeah, she's beautiful. But there's certain things you just gotta stick to the content. Sometimes instead of your own putting your own stuff in there. I get it that you want to be creative, but sometimes you gotta stick to content. Definitely when you have a big fan following, a cult following to the original Crow, or like to the original anime, or whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, you have to stick to it in order for people to like what you're creating.
Yeah. So, Brandon.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Rotten Tomatoes scores are. You didn't cheat and look, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't remember what they are, do you?
Well, I only get the one score, and they don't tell me which one it is. So
All right. So tell me,
the
Brendan, what is your critics' score for this movie? What is your guess?
I'm gonna say the critics score, and like I said, I don't know if it's the right one or not, but I'm gonna say the critics score was a 20.
Yeah, you're right. It was 20. You do remember it.
Okay. Well, that was a crit. Now, see, the audience score, I don't know.
20. Oh, okay. So the audience score. What do you think the audience?
10.
10. Oh,
What?
no.
Like
No, no. The audience score is 64%.
what?
Yeah, 64%. So this guy, this moron, this guy, and I don't know if he's trying to troll us or not. I just saw this, so we'll talk about this a little bit. He says an improved redo of the 1994 cult favorite.
Did you say improve redo?
That's what he says. He is Refar Guzman. He is a moron who high pitch black action fantasy romance that's better than the original. This has got to be a troll. This man must be trolling us all because this movie is unimaginative. It's got no soul. It's got no life. The sets are uninspired. The cinematography is uninspired. The costume design is garbage. Everybody ought to be ashamed of themselves. And
I'm trying
now
to
let me ask you this, Brandon, if you can, because somebody did ask me this because they've never seen the original Crow and they've never read the book, and he was gonna go see this, and he said, if you could put the original one out of your mind, is it a good movie? So let's just do this, Brandon, for us. If they change the name, if they said this is just another Crow movie, it's not nothing to do, it's a sequel. They're trying to redo the franchise. So is this a good movie? If you name him Billy or something.
if I saw this and not knowing that this is another Crow, chapter or saga, it still was wouldn't make any sense because it you watch the City of Angels and you watch Wicked Prayer. Those are the other two I've seen. I know it's another one, Salvation, I believe, but I only seen City of Angels because it was kind of like piggybacking right off of The Crow after it came out. Um, they started filming that, and then Wicked Prayer came out, and that was terrible, like super terrible. And this
So
one,
this one isn't any good for
no, it's
you, even if it wasn't
the same
a
category.
remake.
Yeah. So I mean, even if they came out and said, "Oh, this another Crow," so and so, if they put a little title underneath it, Crow Lovers Fall, because it's basically what the heck this was. You know, a,
So
a,
they're already, so Shelley gets in the original and in the comic book, they're already in love. They are soulmates. You kind of get a sense that they've known each other for a little while. In this one, they don't know each other at all. Shelley falls in with some type of Jeffrey Epstein type fellow who can whisper in your ear and make you do things, make you kill yourself, make you kill someone else. Played by Danny Houston, who is wasted. Absolutely wasted. I wanted Michael Wincott to come in here and go, "Why don't you die already?" Michael Wincott was so much cooler as the bad guy, so much more unpredictable. Whereas Danny Houston, you knew he was just going to whisper in your ear or talk on a phone. In this, that's pretty much all he did. Wasted. So she witnessed something on a video somebody took. And it was of her, we find out later on. Oh, yes, and we are doing spoilers. I know we're halfway into the show already, but we do spoil stuff. And you will thank us. So then she gets herself sent to rehab, right? You didn't call it rehab. You were calling it something else, but it's some rehab facility. But Brandon wanted everybody to go visit Sweeney Todd. So
she even said it. She said, if I can abolish myself, I would. She said
she
that.
did want to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
So Eric is there. We don't know what his deal is, but he's all, I mean, he must be a big Suicide Squad Jared Leto fan. That's all we can really get from him.
Time out.
Yes.
I'm trying to understand why was everybody being a bully to him?
Yeah, everybody didn't like him. Some of it was part of the exercise. And I think some of it they really didn't like him. But yeah, so she finds out that the people that are looking for her find her there. So she's freaked out and escapes. So where do they go?
Back to her friend's apartment.
Yeah, let's go back to the city where the bad guys are. Yeah. They'll never find me there. Diabolical.
No, you escape and you run it through the woods and you stop a truck.
Yeah.
And then hide in the back of the truck.
Yeah, so then they go to her buddy's hut there, which I kind of get, you kind of want to regroup, but then leave the dang city. But since this is, yeah, so they don't leave the city. And I'm spending a little bit of time setting this up, so hopefully it'll make a little bit of sense at what I'm trying to get at. So then they just decide, let's do drugs. Okay.
A lot.
They do a lot of drugs, and they go, oh, well, what else should we do? Well, you stink. I guess I'll take a shower. Don't take a shower yet. Let's bang. Yeah. Yeah, so they fall in love doing drugs and having sex.
And drinking.
So it's like, okay, thanks. Thanks for that. They can't be like true love, true soulmates. It can't be some kind of beautiful love like in the original or from another kind of movie that's kind of reminded me of a little bit was What Dreams May Come. Just a little bit. What Dreams May Come is far, far superior to this movie.
Is that the one with Robin Williams?
Yeah, and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. I mean, those two in that where they were soulmates. Then The Crow, they were soulmates. You've really felt like they were in love. I just didn't feel like these two were in love. I felt like they were in lust.
Well, in the 94 Crow, they was married.
What's that?
It was married in the 94 Crow.
They weren't married.
Yeah, remember? Because he went to go get the ring.
He went to get their engagement ring.
Yeah.
Because they weren't married yet.
Okay, they was damn near married. It was close.
They were engaged. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I just felt like they really were. I didn't feel like they were in love in this one. I don't feel like that was set up very well at all. But what about you, Brandon? How about for you? Was that good? Was it good enough for them to be druggies and in lust for each other?
Wow. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So there was a few other things. Let's hit these main points that we talked about. So they go clubbing. Her buddy there at the club goes, "Oh my God, Shelly, they're coming to get us. We've got to escape." Now, I might be a little bit out of order here, but don't they go to another club after that? Don't they just hang out in the town? Still, I think the point is they don't leave the city when she knows she's in danger, and she was so freaked out that they found her that she escaped rehab and just comes and hangs out in the city where the people are.
She was blinded by love.
She can't be blinded by the light. I don't know. That just didn't make any sense. But anyway, of course, they go back to Eric's hut where they find him and smother him to death with plastic bags.
Much of a brutal kill.
I don't know. I've never been suffocated to death. I'm not Percy Bysshe Shelley who decides I need to suffocate myself and almost drown myself. So that was a rare breed, but it's probably brutal. They both die, and she's gone, and because Danny Houston whispered in her ear, he gets to send her soul to hell.
Okay. Look, they spoke a little bit about what he is and who he is, but you never figure out who he is. You don't know what he's done. You don't know what he, he said I live many, many years. Okay, got it. But it never tells like who the hell.
Somehow he talked to the devil or somebody, and he got a pact with them that you go, wow, if you whisper in people's
But only thing
ears.
you do is give innocent souls. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah, so he gets to live forever. But anyway,
Make
Eric gets sent back. Now, this I thought was ridiculous.
Oh boy.
He tells him his love for her has to be pure, and he gets to go get vengeance. So you remember this, right?
Unfortunately.
So he finally gets to see, and he had no trouble finding it because he gets to go. He goes and talks to everybody because this, like, he comes back like immediately. There's not a year after to get vengeance. It's just immediately, and nobody really knows that he's dead. Anyway, he finds it on her phone and watches the video, and oh my God, I doubt her now. Your love is not pure for her anymore. You can't do this. You're going away. So then he says, so you got that guy in the in-between world who, I don't know, Brandon, was he supposed to be the Skull Cowboy? Because he wasn't dressed that way.
Yeah, he was supposed to.
You think he was supposed to be the Skull Cowboy?
Was supposed to be that character in the book, but my whole thing is he went back because, like you said, he lost his love for her wasn't pure anymore.
Yeah, because he saw her do that on the video.
But
he also knows that wasn't her that did it. She wouldn't have done it of her own accord. Danny Houston told her.
But the thing is, remember what he said, right? Because remember he got shot in the chest, right?
Yeah.
He said, not heal. And he said, because your love for her is not pure anymore. So you can't get sent back. And he said, that's the source of your power. And I'm sitting there like, that is not the source of the power. The crow is the source of his power.
Apparently not.
And
not in this one.
I never heard, not in the book or in the 94 movie, saying, oh, you're going to feel everything that happens to you. So if you get shot, yes, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. Now let's go back to that scene for a second, because you and I both talked about this after the movie. So he goes there to his tattoo artist.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I don't remember what time of day this was. Was this in the evening? What do you remember? It was in the evening?
Yeah.
So the guys follow him to the tattoo artist and find him and shoot him. And he falls in a bathtub full of water. Now, that dude was not preparing to take a bath. You're telling me that dude just keeps a bath full of water? Maybe it's because I'm not a tattoo artist. Maybe when you go get tattoos, there's like bathtubs in tattoo parlors full of water for some reason. So we're supposed to believe he just has a just a freaking bathtub full of water just happened to be there so Eric could fall in it. Yes. Yes, that's what goes on. So I'm trying to get us down there to the opera scene, Brandon, but you need to, if I skip parts that you were finding absurd, you need to tell me.
Yeah, the tattoo. I told you earlier.
Oh, the tattoo. Have people discussed this tattoo online before, Brandon?
they, like I said, they talked about it when the teaser came out that this tattoo was looking ridiculous, but when I went to, like you said, when we seen the movie, the tattoo wasn't there, but only in certain scenes.
Okay, so this movie was supposed to come out at the beginning of June of this year, and then they bumped it back.
They
Like
just
after the trailer came out, they bumped it back to just now. I don't know what they did. I didn't find anything. I didn't look for anything to see what they did. They didn't say anything.
they said they were doing some reshoot.
But they did say they were doing some tweaking. So then Skarsgård came out and said he did not like the ending. He wanted the ending to be more final, but now they set it up so maybe he could come back. Shame on you, Skarsgård. You should have said no. I don't want to do that movie at all. You
How,
shouldn't have done it. Shame.
how's he gonna come
Um,
back and his love is now alive and he's still stuck in limbo?
I don't know. I think he's some kind of enforcer now. But anyway, he goes back and he says, "What about my soul for her soul?" So then he gets like crow power. He does some kind of a transformation and gets crow power, and he's really pumped up and excited about it. Let's get down to the final battle, the opera house.
The only good part in the whole movie.
Yeah, I don't even think it was good.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kept me up.
I guess it just felt like this is like Skarsgård wanted to be John Wick. And that's what this is. So I've been to live theater before. I've never been to an opera performance. Have you, Brandon?
No, I have not.
You've been to plays though, right?
Yeah, I've been to the
You,
Repertory Theater. Yeah,
you've been to musical plays?
yeah.
Okay. Do you think that if there was gunfire and fighting going on in the lobby that you would hear it?
Yeah.
And you think you might go, "Holy crap, are we in danger in here?"
Uh, yeah.
There is a fight out in the lobby of this opera house that
Not at
involves
all.
lots and lots of gunfire,
Mm-hmm.
fighting, banging, sword play, and nobody in the audience goes, "Holy crap, we might be in danger."
Nope.
So they want us to believe nobody in there could hear it.
Nobody. And
And what is with all those henchmen? I guess they do this all the time. But
what's
all
that?
these henchmen are watching this invincible guy. They go, "Oh, guess it's my turn to go in there and see if I might be the special one that beats him up. I might be the chosen one to bring balance here." And they all get killed. And they're all surprised when they go, "Why didn't my punch on him have any effect?"
So
Screw you, Rupert Sanders.
I always learn if I see somebody that one, if I'm shooting you and you're not dying and you still going around kicking butt,
I'm out.
need to go. I'm not about to come over there and try anything. I just watched you kill this guy, and they done shot you in the head, stabbed you, cut you up, and you still walking around killing people like it ain't nothing. I'm gone.
I'm with you, Brendan. But anyway, he gets to bring her back because Mr. Houston wanted that guy because he wanted to steal his power. So he takes him to the train track world. What happens there, Brandon? Tell us how he kills Danny Houston. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Danny Houston, I mean, basically he actually was supposed to bring balance because the guy told him, the guy in train track world told him, this guy shouldn't be doing this stuff. He shouldn't be allowed to take these innocent souls. So I kind of got that he was going to bring. Now, this was kind of odd because I didn't think they meant that they were going to bring Shelly back to life when they first said this. I thought that they meant they were going to bring Shelly's soul out of hell.
Uh-uh.
But no, they actually meant bring her back to life.
Yeah, because see,
which is ridiculous.
He was supposed to redeem his love by killing dude, and he was going to come back to life. But see, he sacrificed himself.
So his soul is supposed to go to hell. So then, once all that's taken care of, she wakes up in the room, and he's dead in the room, right where they were suffocated.
Yeah, I guess they flashed it all the way back before any of this happened. Like nothing else happened but that. Like
it's a magical time there, Brandon, wasn't it?
No, a crow didn't even land on his shoulder.
Oh, that's right. There were no crows, really.
And it was all CGI. You could at least put a crow on his shoulder right there.
I could tell you're impressed with that, Brendan.
I'm not.
Yes. So the rest of the cast wasted.
Cast was wasted. It was a drug-induced dream. He died of overdose.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Made it through, and that's what I got out of the movie.
I think you're right, Brendan. Maybe none of that ever happened.
It didn't happen.
I hate this movie. Oh. Okay, so once the trailer came out, once the stills came out, people were upset about it. Alex Proyas, the director of the original, he felt like it was disrespectful to Brandon Lee.
It is.
I don't understand, like Brandon and I discussed, I don't understand why if they wanted to do another Crow movie, they didn't just make another Crow movie. Why go, we're going to do a remake? Ernie Hudson has said he has never seen The Crow because he can't. It's too painful for him. But it's one of his favorite things he's done.
That's one of the favorite things he's done. They never seen it done.
Most of the people for the original that I've heard have said, yeah, they don't think it's the thing they should have done. And now the lady who played Shelly in the original, I just saw has come out and said she didn't feel like this was something they should do. So that's another reason why I'm just shame on everybody involved in this. Shame on you guys. There's plenty of other things you could have done.
Don't forget
redo the Crow franchise. Just make a new Crow movie. No reason to do this.
Joe, don't forget about the tattoo on the hand that said later.
Oh, for the... Yeah, I mean, it's not like Skarsgård is an up-and-comer. He's done quite a few things. It's like, no, he could have said no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I don't think like any of the cast, maybe there's somebody in the cast that's like, well, this was my big break.
Oh, Twiggy. That's about it, because I don't know nobody else but her.
Well, maybe there's somebody in the cast that was like, this was my big break. By golly gee williker. This is my big break. I mean, the only people in the cast I recognized was Danny Houston and Skarsgård. I've never heard of FKA Twigs.
Yeah, Twiggy.
He's a musician, right?
I think out of France or something like that.
Singer, songwriter, musician, actress, model, maybe also. So, I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I think all the cast should have said no. I mean, I didn't think they were horrible in what they were doing, but I mean, this is just a really badly written movie. It's just terrible.
They were trying to do something that they thought that was going to be a big blockbuster, and it was not.
Yes. So, Brandon, do you think people should go see this for themselves?
Yep, they should.
They should and suffer as we have suffered, right?
You're darn right.
Yes. Yeah, so if you've never read The Crow, go get it and read it. There's other comic book series for The Crow, right, Brown? Not just this first run, right?
No, it's only one run.
Well, what I mean is there's more. There's not just the Eric Draven story in the comic books, right? There's more.
No, it was only Eric Dravis. That's it. It was a one. It was a one comic run. The other sequels
I'm
that came
pretty
out,
sure they did some other runs of it.
they did it after the Crow. But there was never another. There was okay. There was never another Crow like comic book or graphic novel after this one. They added those after this movie came out because of how much fan base and how much stuff they got with
Well,
it.
that's what I'm saying. There were other runs of the comic book. It's not just Eric.
Yeah, but it was only Eric. Yeah, the comic book that came after was still Eric. The movies picked up different people because that's what they wanted to run with because, unfortunately the passing of Brandon Lee. Because Brandon
Brandon, I
yeah,
don't know if I'm saying this right or if you're just not hearing me, but I'm looking here on of all pages, the super accurate Wikipedia, which is telling me that there are other versions of the Crow.
what year did they come out?
That's not just Eric. That there is one. There was a 4-issue series called Waking Nightmares where a guy named Mark Lung and his wife are murdered by the Chinese mafia. And instead of going after the killers, Mark returns to save his twin daughters, whom the mob have sold into slavery. So, I mean, there are. Admittedly, I've not gone back and read those versions. I have read the original first one. I mean, not because I didn't want to. I just haven't done it. There's lots of silly things I haven't done. But I
Well,
mean, you understand what I'm saying now, right?
what I'm saying is like, when did they come out? Because they got a Skarsgård print comic too,
Um.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, when did it come? Did it come out after?
Well, I don't really. I don't understand where we're miscommunicating here. Well, I don't. I mean, I don't really. I don't
So,
really care when they came out. I mean, if they came out after the '94 movie, there are still other versions of the Crow. And what I'm getting at is they could have used the other comic books for this movie.
but the other Crow movies that came out, they didn't follow none of the comic books.
Well, I hear you, yeah, but I'm just saying
Just could have just made it just a
there
regular.
are there are other comic books with people who got to return and have vengeance with the Crow.
But the most notable one is Eric.
Well, yeah,
So that's the whole point. Like, even if it don't matter, the movie fucking sucks. I don't care.
yeah, it does suck, but I'm just saying that they, like we've been talking about,
But even if
there's
they,
other comic books with the Crow, the vengeance story, all that. They didn't have to go and do this one.
they
Because
had it,
as you pointed out, none of the other movies used any of the other comic books. So why?
exactly.
I mean, that's where I think we're trying to get to. Um. All right. So yes, everyone, go and see this movie and suffer and be in pain and be hurt.
Oh, here we go.
And yes, so. And if you haven't read The Crow, read The Crow. If you haven't seen the '94 film, see that film. And Brandon, do you have any final thoughts on this movie?
Do I have any final thoughts on the movie? Yeah, he don't put white makeup on and paint his face. He used the ink from the tattoo gun and rub it on his eyes and let it bust out of his. So it looked like a dollar store Joker. Heath Ledger.
I forgot about the. We didn't talk about that, so I'm glad you brought that up. That was ridiculous too. All right, Brandon, what should people do if they like what we're doing?
If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave comments, and follow us on iTunes, Spotify, and Rumble.
All right. We'll talk to y'all next time.
Later, guys. I can't believe I didn't know that.